Alright guys, so the next topic is liquidity, understanding what it is, how to identify it, etc, etc. So when we're looking at liquidity, first we have to know what it means, right? And just how we use it in context. And so in my personal definition of what what liquidity is in general, it's money. Where is money? Where is liquidity? And what do I mean by that? So when we're looking at this entire trading range here, you're going to see that there's a bunch of highs and lows. And there is money, there is liquidity above every single high and low. Every single high and low has liquidity, right? So how does that matter to us? The only thing that I care about when it comes to liquidity is that they are targets, right? Whenever you're continuing trend, the liquidity is under every low and over every high. And why is that? And that's just because over every high, over every single high, there is smart money, buy stop positions ready, basically to take that out or to actually profit in that direction. Why is that the case? I don't know. They're weird. I don't know. But just know under every low, there is sell stops running or sell stops waiting to be taken. And above every high, there is buy stops waiting. So ideally, we only use these as targets. And then there's also this misconception about understanding equal lows and equal highs. All right, so let's dive into that, right? So where do we see quote unquote equal highs, equal lows? Two there, two there, here. Now I'll even stretch it out and even say here. This is more of a stretch though, right there, equal highs. So what you got to understand is in order for something to be considered an equal low or an equal high, the previous high cannot be broken. I mean, the second high or the second low cannot be broken by the first one. All right, so let's analyze each and every low and each and every high. All right, so we'll go one by one. All right. All right, so here we analyze the high of the first one, and as you can see, the second high and the third high failed to break the first high. That just means that we now have a ton of liquidity sitting above here, because not only is there buy stops here, but there's also stop losses from previous positions sitting there just waiting to be taken, right? And not only that, but let's just go to the next one, right? So next set here, right? Second high and third high failed to break that first high here. So now this is now considered, well, first off, that's considered level liquidity. This is considered equal highs. Now looking at the next one, as you can see, the second low, did not break the first low. So now that is considered equal lows, all right? So we keep going to the next, all right? As we can see here, this high, these next two highs do not take out previous high, so these are considered equal highs, I don't know what's happening, my bad guys. All right, yeah, so that's considered equal highs. Now let's look at this next step. All right, here, right, so as you can see, the first low, the second low respected that. It respected the fact that these are now equal lows. Alright, so let's actually just highlight that real quick. And so notice now this wick here took out this previous low. So now what do? Right? Do you consider this relative equal lows? No, because that liquidity under these lows has already been taken. And this is such a massive misconception that a lot of people really don't get. And that's the fact that Equal lows are not equal if the farthest lower high breaks that first lower high. Right? I hope that makes sense. Like, notice how these highs never broke the first high, but this low broke the previous low. So now this isn't considered equal lows. Yes, there is still liquidity under that, but this is not considered equal lows. And preferably you want to aim to take out equal lows and equal highs, but you can also have, you know, swing points like these, like this one here or this one here. Those are also targets as well. So that's why liquidity is a very broad topic. So now when looking at this, how do you use them, right? So let's just start from here, right? Obviously, we have our equal lows right here that we pointed out already, right? Momentum is to the downside because structure is to the downside, like lower high, 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 right? Swing structure is to the downside. So therefore, these equal lows are targets based off of the continuation play here. Alright, so now if I get an entry here, whatever, 5 pip stop, 4 pip stop, whatever, now these equal lows are one of my targets, whether it's second TP, first TP, right? But in this case, that would be TP1, and then these would be TP2. Every single low in a sell position is considered your target, right? And so now let's look at it from an inverse situation over here, right? So we see equal highs presented here, right? So now, right, how do we know that we're in bullish structure now? Well, this swing high here broke, and then we created higher low structure, right? Even if this broke the low, this now took the high, which means now this lower high, right, is our entry and our targets, right? We're entering here. Our target, first target, is this previous high here. Next target is our high there, right? So when you connect them, that's TP1, TP2, 75 pips, and then 135 pips. So now imagine if you can get an entry there with 4 to 5 pip stops, 10 pip stops. That's still 13 to 1, right? So all I want you guys to get out of this video is just understand that there's liquidity under every high, under every low and above every high. So as soon as you understand that, that's now how you determine targets, right? So now, yeah, that just basically concludes it for this one. Just understand every single high has liquidity, every single low has liquidity, and in order to consider something equal highs, the second high cannot break the first high, and vice versa for, equal lows and for sell targets. So yeah, guys,